How to grow a pineapple plant is very easy to do from a store-bought pineapple. Cut the top off the pineapple, leave it an inch so you can trim it down even more. It's better to have more in the beginning. Check out the video how to core a pineapple and make sweet and sour sauce. Let it dry on the counter several days. And here we are, 2.5 days later. I have let it gone as long as a week and it still works. Just keep an eye on it. You don't want it to get moldy or mushy. Now I removed some of the insides. They were going to go bad anyway, but that's fine. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to start removing some of these all the way around in a circle using my hemostats until I expose a good 1/2 inch of the stem. Once you start pulling these off, they're going to go in a circle. And you're not going to come over here and start pulling that one off. You just keep pulling off the ones that are next. See, now this one would be next. If you try to pull one of these off, it's going to be very hard. You pull them off the way they were grown. You can tell when it gives you a little trouble that it's not the next one. I'm going to go ahead and remove a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch, and then I'll be back. And there you have it. I went around several times, around and around, until this was exposed, and then this is going to sit in the water and this will help root it. And this is the discard. I'm going to put that in my compost. And now I'm going to take some of this charcoal and I'm going to add it to my bulb jar. I get these every year. I grow hyacinthus and tulips, and I just save the jar. I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of charcoal to the bottom of the jar. The charcoal helps absorb any impurities, and it makes it so I don't have to change the water but every few weeks. Now I'm going to fill it with filtered water from my Berkey. I find out that filtered water along with the charcoal really gives the pineapple plant a good start. Now I just need to audition it. That's perfect. None of the leaves are in the water, and I'll make sure to maintain a level at least up to here, and I'll make sure that the water doesn't get slimy. And I'll store this on my dining room table where it will get filtered light. And here it is 4 weeks later. Really nice roots. I'm going to rinse some of this little gelatin slime off. Actually using water from the tap. It has a lot of chlorine in it, and this way it will help sterilize it a little bit. This is just a straight gardening mix. Has a small hole in it. I'm not even going to cover it. I have some perlite that I like to add my own as I fill up the pot. Same with vermiculite. Look up there. I have a full blog on the difference between perlite and vermiculite and how to use it. I just add a little bit of each one to the hole as I'm filling it up like that, and I'll just give it a little stir. Add more soil. I like to fill the pot up as if it's full to the top because it will settle down. And once it's to the top like this, I just use my fingers and make a little well, not deep, just like that. I want it deep enough so that your longest root will be able to just sit in the bottom. And you can kind of push on this as it's pushing on down the dirt. You don't want air down there. Push on both of them at the same time. Now I am going to water it with filtered water from my Berkey. I'm going to water it really well, because think about it, it just was sitting in water for over a month. So you don't want any of those roots to dry out. At least a cup of water. And after it settles, after a few minutes when it percolates down, check it out. And if it's kind of loose like this, just push it so it's firm and tight. Since this is going to be on the deck all summer long, I like to add pine shavings. This is what I use in my bird cages. And then I just wet that down a little bit. Keeps it nice and moist. And you can have a mister of filtered water and give it a mist. once a week. That will react like rain falling on it. It likes to be in the south-facing window, as you can see here, where the sun shines in almost all morning. And here it is 11:30 and it's still shining. And here's one I did a year ago. This is very healthy. This is going to go on my covered back deck for the whole summer. I haven't had to trim any of the leaves and none of them fell off, except this one. My African gray thought it was a perch when she landed on it. So I will be cutting that off. So be patient. That will look like that in about a year's time. Beautiful. Over the next weeks and months, if you start pulling on these and these are dead and they come off, go ahead and let them come off. Go around a whole time, maybe even two, and then make sure you just push the dirt back on it. But these will die off and it will not hurt the plant. As you can see, all of this is very, very healthy. Very beautiful plant. And last month I went from this size pot, which is probably a 6-inch, to this tall one that is an IKEA pot that is very long. Thank you for visiting. Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. Give a like, give a share. Please subscribe if you haven't. And this is Jersey saying have an awesome day and see you on the next video.